perspective from a Democrat point of view on Newt Gingrich. He's now known as the new comeback kid, I guess. And in 1992, you guys on the Democrat side of the aisle had your own comeback kid, so miracles can happen. From your perspective, what do you see is going on here with Newt and his rise?
Well, I think it's really interesting, and I think it's actually not very dissimilar to what happened 4 years ago with John McCain, who was left for dead. His entire staff left him for dead, and then he rose like a phoenix and won the nomination. Newt Gingrich had a similar experience this last summer when his entire staff basically left him for dead and went off and joined the Perry campaign, and look how well that went for him. I think Newt Gingrich is the most interesting candidate on the Republican side. He's hyperbolic. He's extreme in many respects, but he's smart, he's interesting, and he's passionate. And I think that he's going to be difficult for Mitt Romney to stop. Romney said, in your clip, that Newt Gingrich is going to have to work for this if he wants it. Well, I think Mitt Romney should actually listen to his own clip, because he's going to have to work for this. He's behind in Iowa, he's behind in Florida, he's behind in South Carolina, he's clinging to a lead in New Hampshire, but this thing is slipping away from him quickly.
Steve, I know so many Democrats say that they would love to have President Obama run against Newt Gingrich, but aren't you guys just a little bit terrified about sending Barack Obama into a debate with Newt Gingrich?
I think terrified is maybe a little strong. I think, look at New Hampshire, which is a great example of a swing state. The Bushes carried it. John Kerry carried it by 1 point. Barack Obama carried it last time. It's clearly in play this time. In New Hampshire right now, if the election were held today, the general election, Mitt Romney would beat the president by 3 points. Newt Gingrich would lose by 12. I think you're going to see that in a lot of places. Now, there's no question that Newt Gingrich is a very smart man. He's passionate. He feels strongly about the issues. The Republican base loves him. But independents don't feel quite that same way about him. And so, I think the debates will be really interesting. I think he'll be very well prepared, and he'll give the president a great debate. But I just don't think the country is where Newt Gingrich is, and I think he's carrying an awful lot of baggage that hasn't been brought back out into the conversation. And you can be assured, as he gets closer to the nomination, it will.
Hey, Tucker, didn't we hear similar lines of argument from Democrats in, say, 1979 into 1980, that they were just chomping at the bit to run against the former governor of California, Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got us to be honest with you. I hear Republicans voicing privately in Washington, where obviously Newt has been a fixture for many years. A lot of people know him, voicing real concern about his self-discipline. People change, they grow, they evolve. But there's something real in there. That said, he's clearly the most interesting person to run for president in a long time. Republicans are itching to see him up against Obama in a debate. How much do the debates matter? That's another question entirely. But there's clearly a profound psychic satisfaction for conservatives thinking about what Newt would do to President Obama in a debate. And I think he would manhandle him. Obama's not a great debater. I don't think he's as smart as people say he is. Newt clearly is smart. That would be great. Does that add up to a victory? I don't know.
All right, very quick answer from both of you. Tucker, I'll start with you. Herman Cain may or may not get out of this race tomorrow. Either way, he's gravely wounded. Where does his support go?
Where does his support go?
Yeah.
Whether he stays in or it clearly goes to Gingrich. I mean, he is the alternative to Romney, I think.
Okay, and Steve?
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you look at the numbers, Gingrich is a second choice by, I think, 3-1 of Cain supporters. So Mitt Romney needs Cain to stay in.
I want to thank you guys so much for your insights. Once again, nobody has voted yet, and the voters have a way of surprising all of us. So we'll see you in a month when voting actually starts. Tucker, Steve, great to see you. Thanks.